right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the SinCal Industries Studios. Yes, we've moved, so today's going to be a little weird. We're still getting adjusted here, getting our...
if the sound's weird, if it sounds echoey, you know.
We're getting our sea legs.
Very generic. Fuck no, dude. I got so much to do. There ain't nothing getting fixed.
The green screen's different this time around.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there might be a couple pictures somewhere.
Look a little racist. You got a really white screen right
Yeah.
now.
No, I just thought that we should start at bare bones and let people
we're
see.
going back. We're rolling it all the way back to like episode 120 today.
Well, yeah, not quite when we used to record in the bathroom, but
So anyway,
bathroom closet combo.
yeah.
And you guys are standing
the
up.
water
That's
closet.
nice.
Yeah, we're standing
Oh,
up
dude,
this
I'm
time.
so glad I get to stand up. You see the difference now?
I see, yeah, you can see
Energy.
how small they are.
So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Felix, Dodge, and Denny's ready to break you off some MMA news and of course look back at the fights from last week. Look forward to the fights this week and see what else is happening in the wide world of MMA. I don't either. I feel kind of weird. Like if I put my hands down here, then it looks like I'm skiing.
You're not going to see that. That's full of advertisement.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Can we make sure we get our hands in the picture?
Yeah.
Can you put your
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Goodness. So jumping into our first story today from MyMMAnews.com, we have Ray Borg talking about pulling out of the fight this weekend from Demetrius Johnson. Or was it last week?
Last weekend, the one we're going to cover a
We're
little bit later.
definitely going to have
so
to put some sound pads,
he
dude.
said, at the direction of the UFC doctors, he pulled out of his fight. His
Never pull out.
nutritionist,
Never
No,
pull
you
out.
have to pull out.
Michelle Ingalls, said no, it had nothing to do
I
with
don't.
weight.
You don't anymore.
I don't have to either.
She said it wasn't weight related. Ray has been progressively more sick each and each day and wanted to fight so badly. He put on a game face and went through his fight week obligations.
Right.
However, prior to the beginning of the bulk of his weight cut, the doctor examined him and concluded he was too ill to fight.
Which almost anybody in the MMA world has said that anytime you get sick, while you're cutting weight, it's weight related.
Not only that, but the day before the fight in his open workout, or excuse me, day before weigh-ins in his open workout, he was doing amazing, doing all kinds of cool shit, like running around, didn't look drained, didn't look like he was having any trouble at all.
Backflips and shit.
In fact, he actually did an interview with TMZ where he said, I feel fantastic.
But that's where I feel the best. Is
That's
like
damning.
when I first catch a cold to the actual cold kicking in, right there in the middle. You know, you got the mayhem going on.
Because your immunities kick up. Like,
Yeah.
you're in overdrive.
You're rushing.
He's got immunities.
He released his statement and said, I would like to say sorry to the fans of Demetrius Johnson for being unable to fight. I want to say thank you to Dr. Davidson and the UFC and Jeff Novinsky for looking out for my health interests. I also want to add, I am no longer working with Perfecting Athletes and Michelle Ingalls, who was not authorized to speak on my behalf.
Don't do it with my hands either.
So the doctor who made the statement for him, he's no longer working with. This fight has finally been rescheduled. This will be going down at UFC 216.
It's a pretty quick turnaround, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, with somebody, I was thinking about this.
There was rumors that it's because he could not make weight. And that's why because the new thing
Then he got
is,
ill.
obviously you look at Amanda Nunes who, I'm not going to be able to make weight. I'm sick.
The same rumor around her.
I don't have to
Exactly.
pay my fine now, the 20% of the purse. I don't have to worry about being jumped down to like a lower part of the card. It's just, I'm sick.
I'm
Sorry.
sick. Exactly. And that's what the rumor mill is around the MMA community because of not having to pay a fine.
Yes.
It's a wormhole that they figured out how to get around it.
So now this gets added to the next pay-per-view card again, UFC 216, going out October 7th. That is the one that is headlined by Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee for the interim belt.
It's just crazy to me. If I'm
at
Demetrius
150.
Johnson, I'm pissed off because that means that like my 12-week camp is now a 15-week camp
He told
or
them
whatever.
He told them flat out that it had to be within the next few weeks. That because he feels like he is more prone to be getting injured the longer he's in camp.
Yeah.
And it's usually towards the end of camp.
Well, right,
in which
and it's written in contract that if they don't reschedule him within a month, they have to pay him for that fight.
And he hasn't
then
been-
the
he
next
still
fight.
hasn't
and
been
then the
paid
next
yet.
fight,
Yeah.
and that was the thing
Right.
is, he had not gotten paid for Ray Borg pulling out of that fight. That is a bunch of crap, in my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna say yes and no, but knowing that he is going to fight at 216.
Now, yeah, but at the time,
No. But I mean, they knew that they were going to get him because he's going to get his money no matter what. Even if they had to stick him on a free card, he was going to get his money.
because there's rumors that that they weren't going to book Ray Borg, that they were out of the Ray Borg business. They were like, nope, you lost your opportunity.
Right, and
that was
that-
swirling right at the beginning, and then
they were
obviously
going
they
to do
rebooked him.
Yeah, they were going to try to pull TJ
Might
or
as-
something.
if you got to pay him, you might as well make him work for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I
sure.
get that, but the thing is that they held on to his paycheck when they have everybody's paycheck post fight. They were like, well, not yours though, because we're going to see if we can work something out to where we can do this loophole where we can get you signed up for a fight within 3 weeks, and then we don't have to pay for a miss.
Yeah.
Jumping from there to Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Yes,
Going up
Joanna
against
Jędrzejczyk.
Rose Namajunas.
Rose Namajunas is going to be going down at Madison Square Garden, UFC 217. This is going to be the third title fight added to a card. That's pretty crazy. They haven't done this since what, UFC 205?
It's been a while, but it's exciting. It's a great card.
Yeah, so you have Michael Bisping, George St. Pierre for the title, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw for the title, Joanna Champion against Rose for the title. Yeah, so that's a pretty big card. Corey Anderson, Patrick Cummins, Stephen
Hendricks
Thompson
is fighting as well.
Yeah, you got Mickey Gall, Randy Brown, Stephen Thompson versus George Masvidal.
Oleski. It's a great card.
Yeah,
Patrick Cummins is fighting. It's a great card.
Yeah, it's a pretty good card there. So, of course, they're stacking all
Oh,
these
that's right. Mickey
cards.
Gall finally got his call for a fight.
You guys call for another fight.
Supposedly John Cena's going to be called back up against him, too.
I've heard there's rumors.
There's rumors.
Tell me, have you seen it?
A little bit more Conor news. Conor is getting sued by a security guard that was at the UFC 202 pre-fight press conference.
When you get money, this is what happens to you.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is sued for $100,000 by a fan, which I have now heard that is actually a security guard who got hit in the shoulder by a flying Monster energy drink can.
How come nobody's sued for fraud yet?
He had to have $5,000 in medical bills for getting hit in the shoulder with that can. And then he also wants $95,000 for pain and suffering.
You ain't getting shit. I can almost guarantee you ain't getting shit.
Yeah, if you look into it, there's a whole way that they came up with that $95,000. It's pretty good.
But I would like to say he didn't file after Conor's fight that just happened, by the way. He did file, because I was always thinking, oh yeah, now that Conor's got that $30 million payday, huh? That's when we're going to go into it? Oh, no. He filed this March 28th. However, this was an incident that happened August 17th.
Jesus. Conor had money back then, though. You're saying sue for fraud over what, the boxing match?
Yeah.
I think you can't sue for your own stupidity, though.
The so-called
I'm not. Yeah.
So-called boxing match.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If you got duped into buying that, that's on you.
It was an awesome exhibition match that actually had a belt.
You bought some lakefront property in what, Arizona, or some oceanfront property in Arizona?
At the Salton Sea.
Salton Sea, exactly.
What else do we have going on? Ultimate Fighter 25 Redemption. Jesse Taylor has been hit with an anti-doping policy violation.
Bummer.
So he has been removed from the card where he was supposed to be fighting in Sydney, Australia later this November against Bella Muhammad. He is now taken off that card because of this.
Bro, I put it on my 5-layer burrito. I didn't take anything.
Well, it's Australia. It was kangaroo meat, obviously.
Put it on
He
my
was already
5-layer
there.
burrito.
So we don't know exactly what's going on.
We got to change
yet.
for the altitude down under. It's negative altitude.
So we will see what happens with Mr. Jesse Taylor. Again, this is has a violation from an out-of-competition test.
Wasn't Jesse Taylor the guy who won the MTV You Want to Be a VJ competition the first time?
That was Jesse.
That's a very relevant. Very relevant.
Whatever, man. Dig it in the crates, buddy.
Who did it for like 1 year and then dropped, and they actually hired Dave Holmes.
They actually hired Dave, who should have won.
Who should have won anyway.
Exactly. That guy, he was the favorite to win, and then Jesse Camp fucked everything up.
Are we going over the shuffleboard championships later?
We can.
Oh, yes, my man.
Coming in from the rest home down the street.
And then obviously we can get into the big USADA violation news. Jon Jones's B sample has come back positive.
No way around it. John's a cheater.
Jon Jones.
You don't think he got? I think he got duped. I think someone
got duped. How?
Someone stuck
new
in
dick pills.
5-layer burrito.
They gave him some RBST milk. That's what happened.
That's what it is.
Because of this, obviously, the UFC has come out and USADA has come out. Jon Jones has been stripped of his title. And they basically have given it back to Daniel Cormier. He is now the undefeated. He said, Daniel Cormier said, look, I talked to the California State Athletic Commission. I said, look, I lost the fight. As a competitor, I feel like I lost the fight. Dana White later called him that day and said, if it's a no contest, which is what they changed the fight to, the fight never happened. You were still the champion. Does not matter. They gave him the belt back. He goes, people will say you got handed the belt. He cheated. The reality is for me to say I don't want this title when I was going to be fighting for the championship anyway. Financially, it's a huge difference if I don't fight as a champion compared to if I have a vacant title. So he's going to be taking the belt back. This is the second time.
I think he should. I mean, he lost the belt to a cheater.
Has been stripped of the belt. Does this tarnish Jon Jones' legacy?
Oh, he's a huge asterisk. I mean, Barry Bonds has an asterisk next to his home runs. This guy's getting an asterisk next to his entire fucking career.
Jon Jones recently went on Twitter and said, dude, the truth is I would never do steroids. I'll put that on my children and that on my heavenly father.
Hey, that's the same as when your buddy tells you, dude, I swear to God, I nailed Sally.
Yeah. Put that on something. Put it on something.
Sally down the street? No. It was a different Sally.
Different
But I
Sally.
nailed her, bro.
Yeah.
I nailed her. I
Put
did.
it on
Totally.
something.
Again,
like two sandbags.
Jeff Davidsky of the USADA has said.
they feel like wet sandbags.
Yeah, exactly.
USADA said he is due his process. They will be going through everything that they're going through.
Two samples turn up positive over something that is in and out of your system in 24 hours, over something that they can't test for in blood, that they have to test for in urine, with a test that they just implemented specifically for this one thing.
The mole? Who is the mole?
Who's the mole?
Who's the mole? Shale.
Could be Shale.
My other thing is that I've seen a lot of this online lately, a lot of comments in different forums and obviously on Facebook. Is USADA ruining the UFC because of testing?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Stop taking shit. Be legitimate.
Yeah.
Do you think they should just allow guys to just take steroids and all these things that allow them? Like they're saying,
there's leaks for that. There's divisions for that.
We got weight cuts. You know what I mean? The guys taking IVs to replenish. They're saying USADA stopping that ruins fighting because now people can't replenish.
No,
properly.
because if you look at baseball, when you had, I don't want to throw a bunch of names around here, but we can throw a bunch of names around here. When the testing wasn't as fine as it is now, I don't know.
I don't want to say, but I'm going to say.
No,
I'm totally saying.
It's like with Barry Bonds and his asterisk, with Mark McGwire, when he was supposedly clean the entire time, and then it comes out that he was doing Anderstein, Jose Canseco, all these guys that were like obviously fucking huge. They were goddamn gorillas swinging fucking baseball bats.
Do you see the parallel there? They were doing the Anderstein because nobody was testing for the Anderstein.
Right.
He was doing.
Mark McGwire flat out said, "Yeah, I was taking that because they weren't testing for it. When they said that it was illegal, I moved on to this because they weren't testing for it and it wasn't illegal. Now that's illegal. Now I moved on to this. Right. Until they come down to you can't take any of this stuff. He's like, I'm going to take what is legal and not being tested.
And then that changes the entire game. And you got guys who are allowed to naturally shine, like Buster Posey, like Mike Trout, like Derek Jeter, who's Mr. Baseball.
Buster Posey's on some next level shit. I don't know what he's on, but
Carlos Stanton.
Who's the guy who plays for the Washington Nationals? Bryce Harper.
Yep.
All these guys that look like they're natural human beings are doing fucking phenomenal in baseball because they're not doing.
I think it's like HGH.
HDH?
HG.
Like Cop, just a little bit to heal.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. They're taking whatever Joe Rogan is slinging.
No,
right
Joe Rogan is on so much TRT he could jack up this whole room. He pretty much admitted it.
He would just walk in and we all.
This picture was recently released. This is Tecia Torres and Rocky Pennington, her girlfriend. Obviously, two UFC fighters, both on IVs.
What is it about her? I think she's
again,
built,
this is
I'm
being
really missing the
it's
screen.
like she's like built like my old lady because right when I look at her, I'm just and I know that she don't even like me.
This is being circled
She
around
doesn't
right
like
now.
it.
That USADA is looking into this photo because it shows them on
Honestly,
IVs saying that they are violating USADA.
But they're not in
regulations.
They're not in. Well, I guess
was
BJ
that?
Penn got
Saving
busted when
Amy?
he was out.
Yeah, he's out of competition. So
what was the one where the guy thought he could change a girl over?
Is it what?
Chasing Amy.
Chasing
Amy. Yes.
Yeah, looking at you motherfuckers is really killing my mojo. By the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you don't like where you're at?
Check out this photo. Like I said, this is something that's come up again. USADA is looking into this.
Well, I mean, they should, and then find out if it violates anything. Are they violating the time frame and when they're allowed to do something like
Funniest
this?
joke I saw so far was Rocky Pennington here wearing a Spartan shirt. Obviously, while taking IVs, she's probably a person who doesn't do her burpees when she fails anything.
Fucking burpees.
Former UFC heavyweight title contender Gabriel Man Bear Pig Gonzaga
Make his pro boxing
making his
debut.
pro boxing debut.
Cereal, guys. I'm super cereal.
So serious.
Yeah, so he's going to be having his boxing debut October 26th at New England's Future 4 card. This is going down in Worcester, Massachusetts.
I mean, it's across the pond, so I don't know what their boxing regulations are like. But how does it affect you if you're a former like heavyweight champion?
It's not across the pond.
And then I thought you said it was in England.
New England.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's in Massachusetts.
I thought you said England.
Dude, geography.
Yeah, I don't know this.
He doesn't know his geology.
Is that Brazilian altitude or
Yeah.
Australian?
Do you have to go from California all the way around?
So that card would start at 11 in the morning.
So, what I'm curious about is with all of his professional fighting experience, but limited boxing experience, does he have to go in? Is it like a real debut? Can he fight somebody who's 0-0, 1-0, 0-1, or does he go up against somebody who's got 10 fights?
He is going.
That doesn't matter anymore. You can have no fights and go against a guy who's 49-0.
That's right.
He's going to be going up against.
That's why I was wondering.
Vinny, the American Nightmare, Carita, who is 16-1.
With 15 KOs. Good night, Man Bear Pig. Holy shit, they're going to make some Gabriel Gonzaga sausages after this fight.
So, check out Man Bear Pig at
before he's dead.
Before he's dead. Speaking of a career
while he's still fucking kicking, check him out.
I'm going to go put some money on him. I bet the odds are good.
Speaking of a career, we have Mark Hunt recently did an interview with Player's Voice where he said that he is struggling with his cognitive impairment. He said, sometimes I don't sleep well. You can hear me starting to stutter and slur my words. My memory is not good anymore. I forget.
And he has a fight coming up?
I'll forget something I did yesterday, but I can't remember shit I did years and years ago.
Sounds like somebody who thought aliens were taking a member and losing large
He says, this is the price I've paid, the price of being a fighter. Do you feel that this is like...
It's kind of a bad idea for him to make these statements publicly if he wants to continue to fight. You shouldn't do that because now...
I mean, definitely they're going to be looking into it, and CTE, obviously, we are seeing is a real thing. It's kind of sad to hear.
It is really sad to hear, and he said that he'll die in the ring. He doesn't mind doing that and all kinds of stuff. Really weird shit coming out of Mark Hunt's camp. And then, like, now you got people, because since he said this, are pulling up previous tweets and previous Facebook statements and Instagram statements that he's made and pointing out the inconsistencies and spelling errors and just wrong verbatim and things like that he's put out there and going, oh, well, maybe this isn't just him out of
Gary
anger.
Goodrich, who just passed away, he has decided to donate his brain to science and MMA CTE studies. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
No question.
See, but it's going to be weird. You can't really directly you can't link it straight to MMA with either one of these guys because these Goodrich and him, they fought,
also did K1 and kickboxing.
Yeah, they did so many and who knows? I mean, a lot of these older fighters, they started in bars.
Yeah, Valtude
hay bale fights, you know.
Yeah. So, but fighting in general.
In general, definitely does. Yeah.
Well, no, like
it's headshots.
Yeah, like I get in arguments all the time.
Not just taking shots, like regular whiskey shots. Don't do that.
Yeah,
right?
with boxing guys, because the boxing guys are saying that they take a lot more damage because they take more punches. I got
some of those symptoms too, and I don't fight, so I don't know.
Didn't we go over that one time? We found all the symptoms.
Yeah, all
that Vanderlei had. You had all of them,
except for one.
You were even pregnant, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He was.
Still am.
Nick Newell.
I'm like fucking. What's her name from? Family Guy. Either have the baby or don't.
Oh.
It's a burrito.
It's a burrito.
Nick Newell's decided he wants to come back to MMA. I remember Nick Newell used to fight in World Series of Fighting. His sole loss of his 13-1 career was against Justin Gaethje. This is Nick Newell, who does have the arm amputation.
Oh, okay. I do remember now.
He would like...
Did he ever put a glove? He put a glove on that for a little bit, didn't he?
No.
No, that wasn't the guy? Okay.
So he is saying he would like to come back. He just signed a contract with Legacy Fighting Alliance.
He held a belt, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't have a hand.
He got a title shot. Whoa! He got a title shot against Justin Gaethje and lost.
Oh, what the fuck am I standing at?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that, but I decided I was going to wait.
You're a fucking dickhead.
No, I really was, but I didn't want to.
He says he believes he belongs in the UFC.
What do you mean, man?
Kicking your feet.
Yes.
He's all
I'm sorry.
There's no fucking point now.
All right. He's stop the show, but now it's done.
We're going to up. We're going to do a quick deadlift.
Yeah. Fucking legs are covered in chalk right now.
Now it's all over your hands.
All right.
A guy who seems to have a plan for after fighting. Roy Nelson has started a new business venture in Las Vegas.
I don't need Armor All wipes, man.
Paper towels. And this is called Hog Car Tours.
Hog Car Tours.
Yeah, he basically gets those little tiny 3-wheeled cars.
No shit? For Vegas?
And does tours where he takes people with places to eat, things to see. He has multiple different tours you can go on in Las Vegas. Hog Car Tours. Roy Nelson, the businessman.
I'm all fucking ashy now.
Would you take a tour with Roy Nelson?
I would absolutely take a tour with Roy Nelson.
So the next time you're in Vegas,
I'm looking for this.
Because you would know where like the barbecue places are.
Oh, he flat out. You go to one of the best barbecue places in Las Vegas. He has a all food tour. He has a mob style tour.
See, this is what I told you should be doing in San Francisco, man.
Yeah, but I'm not Roy Nelson, nor do I have a hog car.
Well, let's work on hog cars and let's work on making you Roy Nelson.
Let's work on the studio first.
I think we need a pterodactyl hanging down.
It is $135 per person.
Yeah, $135 per person. I mean, does that come with stuff?
To drive a pink open air hog car on a guided personal tour of some of the most known and not so well known sites on the Strip.
But does it give you like it's like and you get a free burger here or anything like that?
They have. I don't know if the food is included, but you do definitely go to some of the food places. I know it's on the lists.
Yeah, we should get a pterodactyl where we can press a button and it just sweeps in every once in a while.
Yeah, and we don't tell when we start getting guests, we don't tell them. It just swoops in.
Yep. Be perfect.
Little bear that comes running.
No, we'll make a pterodactyl drone and I'll just fly it in.
Sweet.
You'll have enough to do, my friend.
So we got UFC Fight Night 116 coming out, and before we get into the breakdown of that, obviously we have somebody to announce. Thiago Alves.
Alves. I don't know.
Sign. We're getting an actual legit sign. I ordered it on Amazon.
Digital. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
He has pulled out of his fight.
He is now he's pulled out of more fights than any other UFC fighter in UFC history.
He's pulled out of more fights than Conor McGregor's defended.
This is maybe, yes. It's an infinite number of fights. 8 fights. 8 fights he's pulled out of.
The reason he is saying he has pulled out of this fight, though, is because he decided to stay at his home with his family in Florida during the hurricane to make sure that they were safe, and he was unable to get out in time to make it to Pennsylvania to go to the fight.
Oh, now that I know it.
Or you just take all of them out.
I'm a dick.
However, his opponent, or former opponent, Mike Perry, also trains down in Florida and says, I made it out on time. I left early knowing that we should be getting out and got here on time. It's a bunch of bullshit. I think he didn't want to fight. I think he's feeding everybody bullshit. He says, I was just talking to Floridian Michael Johnson and his coaches from American Top Team who were down there and still made it today to the fights, yet he's still down there with his family and says he can't make it out. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I think he's simply unwilling to face the KO threat that an abrasive fighter poses in the cage.
I'm sure there's parts of Florida that are difficult to access and get out of and stuff like that.
But what he's saying is that his own coaches and other teammates made it up here just today. Why couldn't he come with them?
Oh, Al's teammates and coaches made it up here.
Yes.
Why did they come? They know their boy's still there. Why?
Mama told him not to come.
Mama said.
So yeah, pretty interesting news there. And then also we have obviously in the recap of UFC 215, two little bit of news. Do you want to go over it when we have the fights?
He is not going to be able to read that screen.
Let's just go.
Just go in. You want to go to the recap and then add those stories?
Let's
Give
just
me
do
some
the
cue cards. I'll get the cue cards up.
Obviously, we have Mitch Clarke, who fought at UFC 215, has decided to retire at the end of his fight. He did lose, tapping to Joe Duffy, being stopped by Alex White this Saturday. He said he wanted to thank Joe, thanks DC, thanks all the fans. He said, I think that toughness has been the tale of my career and pushing me beyond what my body is physically able to do, and sheer wit and will and toughness is what has basically got him through. He said, it's an absolute pleasure to fight in front of my adopted hometown of Edmonton. Not the result I wanted. Absolute pleasure to fight here in Edmonton. This is the last time I'm going to put these on. Thank you, Edmonton, and thank you, Joe. Left his gloves in the canvas. Mitch Clarke retiring.
Yeah, did you see the dicks that were like, I thought Joe wasn't gonna talk to losers anymore, and everybody's like, yeah, what an asshole, he let him retire on the mic.
Right.
Yeah, what a dick.
I'm sure there's some exceptions to the rule of doing that.
I think
especially when
Joe Rogan's
when he walked by and Joe was like, he's like, Joe, talk to me after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like putting my gloves down.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is Joe Rogan said he will not interview people that have been knocked out
or have this face
in the cage anymore. Obviously, Mitch Clarke came to Joe Rogan and said that he wanted to, say something after the fight. Also,
he did have that face though, but I think it was because he was retiring.
He was retiring.
And it just got really beat up
because he was hanging him up or laying him down, or what do you call it?
He could only take one off because the other hand hurt so bad he couldn't get it off.
Valentina Shevchenko has decided to move to the new flyweight division at 125 pounds after her loss to Amanda Nunes. Again, we can go into the recap of the fight here in a minute, but how do you feel about Shevchenko moving down in weight?
Because she knows they're not going to give her the fight that she wants for at least 6 months.
Do you feel bad for everybody that's in the Ultimate Fighter right now that is going for that belt, that their first title defense is going to be against Shevchenko?
I don't feel bad. This is a fucking fight game. I don't feel bad for fucking anybody.
Hey, not to mention that the Shark's sitting at 115, just waiting to put on 10 to come take the belt at 125.
All right.
No, I don't feel bad at all. What I feel bad about is that now Shevchenko's lost twice to Nunes. So like you said, she's not going to get another fight with Nunes for a while.
Jezerjack, oh yeah.
Jezelnik?
Yeah. Oh, dude, she'll weigh in with like rolled coins in her pocket. Be like, oh yeah,
it's fucking ankle weights.
Yeah. There's no rules against that, right? She can put on like layers of clothes to weigh in.
There's something like
you're only allowed to wear. I think you have to wear your fight kit.
I think
or less.
There's a certain place you can put rolls of quarters. So.
I don't think you can wear them fully clothed. I think you have to be.
Your fucking prison wallet.
You have to be weighted in your fight clothes. So you can't be wearing like hoodies and a bunch of extra clothes.
Let's see, a gallon of water is 7 pounds.
Yeah, that also can win you a Nintendo Wii and kill you.
Oh, Joey had to go there. It was more than a gallon, my friend.
What is it, too fucking soon?
Was it like 5 years ago?
It's longer than that.
Longer than that.
It's like 10.
Yeah, when did the Wii come out?
In about 10 minutes if you hold on.
So UFC 215 happened this past weekend. You guys get a chance to watch fights?
Yes.
Obviously, we had the main.
Such a horrible MMA journalist.
I wasn't even home, man.
It doesn't matter.
I bought tickets for Kevin Smith back in fucking June. I don't feel bad at all.
What happened?
Not even a little bit.
I don't know. Your mic's really quiet.
Did it drop off?
I don't know what's going on.
Just his?
Yeah, just yours.
Just me.
And Kevin Smith was on stage literally the entire time of the fight. So
What happened?
There you go. You want to start at the
I don't know what
prelims on Fight Pass?
can you zoom in?
Nothing.
Because I literally cannot see that.
I can try.
We're working on a different monitor here, folks. So we're gonna see what can happen.
We got a lot of weird shit going on. So.
Yeah.
We're
It's our first week.
I know.
First weekend here.
We were
Oh my
super
god.
professional before.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, it looked super professional because that's what we had
Better?
to do.
That's great. So jumping in with Jon Johnson, this is like fucking read the smallest line you can read with one eye open.
Jon? Is that his name? You say
Kajan.
Jon Johnson going up against
KJN.
Adriano Martins with a big KO at 49 seconds of the third round. Kajan moves on from there with a victory. Like they're in a tournament? I have no idea. Arjun Bueller up against Luis Enrique gets a win with unanimous decision. Arjun gets the win. Sorry. Alex White gets a win with a TKO in the second round over Mitch Clarke. Rick Glenn gets a unanimous decision win over Gavin Tucker. Sarah Morris gets a win over Ashley Evans Smith with an armbar in the very first round.
Ooh.
What the fuck were you doing, Ashley?
Well, not only that, but that armbar snapped her arm,
Yeah.
and they asked Sarah Morales, it looked like you snapped her arm, and she goes, I hope so.
I didn't realize you broke her arm.
Sunglasses came down, it was like, deal with it.
Deal with it.
Or thug life.
I didn't realize she broke her arm. That's insane. I don't know what happened there. It looked like, who was it that had the really bad ground and pound? Was it Sarah McMahon or was it Ashley Evans Smith? It was Sarah McMahon, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Ed McMahon.
So Ketlin Vieira gets a submission arm triangle choke in the second round over Sarah McMahon, whose ground and pound was like pillow hands. It was a pillow fight. It was
Got stuck in an arm triangle.
Now we're definitely
I did not
talking about Ed
that is
McMahon.
not something I thought would happen to Sarah McMahon.
No, it was bad. Like she looked gassed and was just kind of tapping her with the. I didn't even know what to call that.
Yeah, both the women fight. It was horrible.
Jumping onto your main card here, that was the pay per view, right?
This was the pay-per-view.
Jeremy Stevens gets unanimous decision over
Gilbert Melendez.
Giblert.
Yeah, and look at these legs.
Oh man.
Oof.
Leg kicks from hell.
Oh yeah.
I just kept screaming, Gilbert!
Yeah. He was.
Gilbert!
Libbler.
Ugh.
Gilbert!
He was swinging
Giblert.
those legs like a baseball bat, man. And
Jesus.
Giblert could not take it.
But man, he's a tough son of a bitch. He stayed all the way to the third round.
Well, his corner talked him into it. He
Well, no, what I saw too, his corner being Nate Diaz and other folks from the Scrap Pack. Basically, every time the doctors come over, they'll be like, "He's fine,"
yeah.
and the doctors are like, "Yeah, he looks good.
He looks great.
Hey.
Keep the fight going."
Hey, right now you got this motherfucker where you want him. This is right where you want to be.
man. You're good. Just keep letting him hurt himself on your legs, and you'll be all right.
He's doing the Homer Simpson.
Yeah, quit using your feet hand.
Yula Latifi gets a win over Tyson Pedro with unanimous decision.
Yeah.
And Henry Cejudo also beats Wilson Hayes with a TKO in the second round of 25 seconds.
I don't think I picked. I think all my picks sucked.
I'm 2-2.
Yeah.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Wow, man.
Arm triangle choke over Neil
Yeah.
Made
Magny.
a statement as he
Did.
came back.
Absolutely.
Two chains saved me.
Two chains
Two
did
hands.
great. 2 years.
hands.
Is it 2
2
hands? 2
years.
hands. And then, of course, we know Amanda Nunes keeps her belt. She is still the champion with a controversial split decision over Valentina Shevchenko.
It's
How did
not
you have it?
It's not controversial.
Boo?
Yeah.
You didn't like
Yeah,
like
you
it?
can't come in and dance and then expect to take the title from somebody. We've discussed it. People can get upset all you want. When the
If you-
and even the Tyrone Woodley thing. If you're the champion, you're not the one that's trying to get the belt from somebody. I have
You're
the
just
belt.
defending it.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like, here, come take it. Come on.
I got you, dollar.
Gonna be a little bit quicker than
You
that.
almost had it.
You almost had it. You know.
If you look at the comp you strike, the significant strikes Amanda Nunes did outstrike her. And also, she obviously had the only
with significant strikes.
significant strikes. She also had the only takedowns in the fight, and that's
Right.
what people are saying in the judge's mind.
Right.
Secured the win for her.
'Cause again,
being
if-
the champion, she was not.
If we're gonna count
dominated
punches,
completely.
if we're gonna count punches like the McGregor fight, I'm pretty sure that like Valentino had way over 400. You know, because this is a contact, right?
And she had
That's
at least-
contact. That's
she
according
had
to
at
Roy
least 2
Nelson. That's
rounds,
contact.
right?
That's
You're
contact.
not defending yourself. Not defending yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
defend
you know,
yourself.
Amanda let her win the first 3 rounds just to
Yeah,
tire herself
exactly.
out.
just to tire herself.
And Joe Rogan was trying to be like, oh well, this is just professional fighters, like a chess game. But it was like they kept like not even. They weren't even going at each other.
There was a cool shot. I don't think I downloaded it first to put up on the screen, but there was a cool shot of Amanda Nunes standing over Shevchenko and Shevchenko flipping her off at the bottom. Like,
oh, that was at the end.
Yeah, it was at the very end of the fight.
Yeah, that's what I saw. A lot of people online were saying that neither one of these fighters were fighting to win.
Yes.
They were just fighting to not lose.
Amanda Nunes saying she's going to be taking some time off now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It was such a tough fight.
Tough fight. Ultimate Fighter happened. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Of course not.
Oh, didn't watch that either, huh?
What day is it?
Are we even going to cover that?
What year is it? Nobody's watching it.
I don't even think he knows where he's at right now.
Nobody's watching this.
He's got chalk on his legs. I mean, who even knows what's going on?
That's not chalk. I'm ashy. Need some lotion. Who fought last week? So we got the Ultimate Fighter, season 26 going on right now.
Yeah,
so
Montana Stewart gets the win over Ariel Beck.
Montana Stewart moves forward.
The next fight's going to be Lauren Murphy against Nico Montano.
Tony Montano?
Yes.
All right.
See, I'd rather give the wrap up like that. I don't want to get into the whole week-to-week drama or the soap opera that they're,
But sometimes there's fun shit, like when somebody breaks the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or don't get their blender.
Rampage.
Or cries about, daddy issues.
We do have UFC, what is this,
116.
Fight Night 116. Luke Rockhold against David Branch going down.
Also known as UFC Pittsburgh.
Tomorrow, live and free on Fox Sports 1. This is also going down the same time as the Triple G Canelo fight.
Why are you talking about boxing?
Because it is a good fight.
Shut up.
I am a combat sports fan, sir.
Triple G going to win that in the late rounds.
Boxing is not combat.
In the late rounds.
Boxing is not combat.
It's combat sports, my friend.
It is not combat.
That is too combat, man. If I bring in fucking joust sticks in here and start hitting you with it, that's combat.
It's combat.
Too.
Right. Joust sticks. If we box, it's not. It's like you said. It's like, oh, your face. Oh, your body. Jousting, I'm like, pummeling your ass.
I'm going to find a boxer to come in and just show you what combat is.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to street fight him and beat the shit out of him. You think, you really, like if a boxer come at me with gloves, I'm going to go, you're right. I'm not going to kick you or take you down. No, a boxer comes at me, I'm going to go, you know what I mean?
I mean, any boxers want to come down here.
Come on down.
We can make some room
I'm not
in here.
joking.
We got lots of room now.
We got lots of room in the studio.
Yeah, it's going to be a street fight. I'm not going to box you. It's not going to happen that
We'll
way.
throw a box at you.
Yeah.
Moving on from there.
The prelims also on Fox Sports 1.
To Fox Sports 1 for Fight Night 116. We got a chance to talk to Luke Rockhold, who is fighting on this card. If you get a chance to listen to that interview, he was fun.
Yeah.
He was a little more open than normal. Talked about his preparations for the fight.
He was mad when you guys brought up the Branch shit. He's all, I'm going to show him some stuff.
Yeah, he was
I'm
great.
show him some stuff.
Luke Rockhold, pretty quiet guy when we've
All I can think of is like Kevin Hart. Oh, you're going to find out today.
You're going to find out.
You're
gonna learn today.
You're going to
You're
learn
gonna
today.
learn
Talked about that, his training with yoga and surfing, and him dating Demi Lovato. And
They weren't really.
They were just cool for the summer.
Yeah.
And other things. Great
Friends
interview.
with benefits.
Yeah, it was fun talking to him. Man.
Put in a good word for me.
Friend of it.
Yeah, he did not
Please?
like that.
Please?
He did not like that. It was funny. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. Can't punch me through the phone, motherfucker. All right, jumping into your fight card. Here we got Jason Sago taking on Giblert Burns. Also, Christoph Jotko taking on Uriah Hall.
Yep.
Anthony Hamilton takes on Daniel Spitz. Tony Martin taking on Oliver Aubin Mercier. That's all Fox Sports 1, as they all are. Is there no Fight Pass?
No Fight Pass.
No Fight Pass fights this time around. So then your main card jumps out with Justin Ledet taking on Zoo Anyway.
Who just signed with the UFC.
Just on the UFC. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. Or no, was it the Contender Show? Wasn't he on the Contender Show? And he did not get signed right away, but now he's been
That's
signed.
weird, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he did Contender, and then he gets thrown on a card.
He didn't win though
One
either,
second.
right? So
No, I believe he did win his fight, but
did
he just didn't get the contract.
All right.
I think once you get in front of Dana White, I think there's definitely hope for you, especially even if you don't get the contract that night. If you're memorable to him, then he'll be like, "Oh, what's that guy?"
Is that like if the Pope waves at you?
Yeah,
Waves
You're
right
blessed.
you're blessed. Exactly.
All
Kamaru Usman takes on Sergio Moraes.
Which we have our fight picks. I put it up on our Twitter and on our Facebook page.
I hate that. Now everybody's going to find out what a shitty picker I am.
Well, not only that, but I decided to add that little blank square. That's now our records, so everyone's going to know how shitty of a pick you are the rest of the year.
Really?
Is that what our season's going to be through December, and then we start over?
Yeah.
If I can beat my batting average, if I can beat 310, I'll be good.
All right.
If I can beat 110, I'll be good.
Yep.
Gregor Gillespie takes on Jason Gonzalez. Hector Lombard up against Anthony Smith. Mike Platinum Perry taking on Alex Reyes on 3 days' notice.
3 days' notice.
I feel bad for Reyes because Platinum Perry's on a tear, bro.
Well, so is Reyes.
So is Reyes. If you look at his record,
he's on a 16-fight win streak, and he's coming in
13-fight
win streak, and he's coming off his last fight last week with a minute 6 KO in the first round.
He has 9 KOs and 4 subs on his 13-fight win streak. However, he has only been in the regionals, King of the Cage, Gladiator Challenge.
So every single one of these fights that he's had, because he lost his first 2, every fight since then he's won and he's finished. He has not gone to the decision, and he's going up against the Platinum one. This could be an exciting fight.
Mike Perry by KO.
It could be an exciting fight. This is one of those situations with the guy coming in on 3 days' notice. Perry hasn't had time.
Surprise him.
All I seen was cut, and yeah.
Is that what you heard?
I got Perry.
No, KOTC, FCCO.
Oh, I thought you were.
And Perry's been fighting in this
speaking
thing
like
called the
Swahili to me or something.
UFC.
He had like a seizure for a second.
No, I thought it was Swahili. I'm like, are we going in the bushes now? Are we hunting
my
lions
God.
today? What the fuck is going on?
Yuck.
Is there a giraffe spying on us? Luke Rockhold taking on David Branch, your former champion, and David Branch, former 2-division champion of the World Series of Fighting.
Former champ.
Drafts are pretty good spies. They're good at spotting.
He's a middleweight and light heavyweight champion for World Series of Fighting, which is no longer
You want to
around.
spot me? Can you spot me? What do you think?
I got Luke Rockhold all day.
Yeah.
Luke Rockhold across the board.
Rockhold coming off a KO loss to Michael Bisping, going up against David Branch here. David Branch has said that Rockhold didn't grow up in the streets and doesn't know how to fight somebody like David Branch.
And he has no chin or striking or wrestling.
Because, Rockhold grew up on
The
the
chin,
mean streets of
the
Santa
chin
Cruz.
is suspect now, though.
Is it? I mean, I understand. Like I said, the argument was, Mr. Mike Pillowhands Bisping knocked him out. But did he knock him out, or did he just knock him down, and then he was, getting hit, and the ref's like, stop?
Did they call it a KO or a TKO?
I don't know about you, but that's getting knocked the fuck out. If you get hit, if you get hit and you can't respond, like Fedor
Mike to me
Mitrione,
knocked out means you're still sitting there sleeping when they're announcing the winner.
Yeah, okay.
If you're up next to him, be like, motherfucker,
then I'm
caught
telling
me.
you, he technically knocked him out.
Yeah, but TKO is the ref saving you because even though you're not out yet, you're close enough.
You're close enough. Like I said, in my opinion, he didn't get knocked out. He did get TKO.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
did Bisping when fucking Anderson Silva hit him with that knee the first time they fought.
Yeah, that should have been a TKO.
Yeah.
But instead they let it go.
Saved
And
by
now
the
Michael
bell.
Bisping says he beat the greatest ever, which makes him the greatest ever.
And that's not true.
I think in a rematch, Luke Rockhold wins against Bisping.
It's going to happen.
How do you feel about the division right now?
It's a fucking mess.
You got
It is.
Whitaker holding a belt because he beat Yoel Romero because Michael Bisping couldn't focus on who he was supposed to fight. He didn't know if he was supposed to be fighting.
Land of the Cyclops, my friend.
He didn't know if he was supposed to be fighting GSP or if he's supposed to be fighting whoever over here that's in the top 15.
Yeah, so Whitaker,
that's not in the top 10.
Whitaker's paper champ. Bisping is defending his belt up against GSP, who hasn't even been in the division for 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Rockhold going against David Branch to be the number 1 contender for which belt? I don't know.
Yeah, who's he going to fight?
I don't know.
All day like rock, paper,
GSP
scissors.
flat out said though if he loses he's done
quitting,
completely,
yeah.
100%.
I think he should.
In any fight. Like so if he wins, gets the belt, loses or wins, defends and loses, the minute he loses he says he's going to retire.
That's fine.
We'll see.
Money talks, right?
Yeah.
I don't see him losing
Yeah,
to
Dana told us he wasn't coming back at all.
It's true.
Of course he did. Never trust Uncle Dana.
Dana also recently tweeted the picture of
Tons of money.
No, not that one. I have that picture though too. He did tweet the picture for the poster for UFC 217, and it's like Dana was all emo. He's like, here's the fucking tickets are on sale for any of those fuckers who even give a shit. It's like, whoa, you're really upset about 217?
I
Like
think he's mad because the Fertitas bounced on him.
No, they're not, dude. They're not bouncing, bro. They're starting the UBC.
The UBC, but they're not in the UFC anymore. It's like he was hanging out in his clubhouse, and he was expecting his 2 homies to come over and fucking play with him, and then they were like, oh, you know what, we moved.
Yeah.
And he's like, so you're not coming over today? No. Sorry, we moved.
Our mom got a divorce.
Yeah. Exactly.
Our stepdad's a dick.
But we get 2 presents every
is that
Christmas.
the one you're looking for?
Yeah.
Stacking cash. That's from one of the challenges, isn't it?
Yeah.
Home Run Derby. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's the show from the new studio. Big thanks for listening. Obviously we got some adjustments to make, but keep following us. It's going to be a lot of fun in here. We're gonna be some big things. Big things on the way.
Big dang.
Yeah.
Big things.
So from we got to do the
Sincal.
sponsors, right? Sponsors first though. MyMMAnews.com. Follow them. They do this 24/7. We do it once a week. So if you want breaking news, follow MyMMAnews.com. And of course, Dependable Solutions. Innovate your business. Dependable Solutions. Follow us on Twitter, SD_MMA, same as Instagram, on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast, and our website, splitdecisionmma.com. And from the Sincal Industries Studios, it's Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Peace.